we were Halloween's coming up, of course. We were talking about, I was in the chat yesterday telling Taylor and Chiz
candy,
that I'm trying to figure out what kind of candy to give the children in my neighborhood. And I sent them that map of all the popular candies, every state in the United States, because the rest of the world doesn't exist. We don't care what y'all eat.
No, I don't think they do Halloween in the rest of the world.
Mexico does, right? Day of the Dead, such.
It's basically Halloween, sure.
Yeah. I like, I think I settled on a mixture of Snickers and Reese's, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to branch out and get like some Jolly Ranchers and stuff too. But I do like the idea. So I've got a refrigerator with like one of a big wine fridge that I usually just keep my sodas in. I'm thinking about wheeling that out on the porch, and it's got the clear door, and just stocking it with like, I don't know, maybe six sodas at a time, so they can't clean me out.
Yeah,
and like half a dozen cold candy bars at a time or something. Again, so they can't clean me out. And just keep restocking it, because like you said, like a cold soda would be so awesome if you were trick-or-treating.
Oh yeah, that'd be big. Like
I'm making some assumptions about Atlanta's population, but I'm trying to Google what is the most popular candy for Black people.
Yeah, Sprite. Sprite's the soda, and I'm way ahead of you. Yeah, they love Sprite.
What are you way ahead of me on? Because did your Google search come up with cotton candy also?
No,
I didn't like that.
What's that, Kyle?
Black people like cotton candy?
That's what the internet says.
How would you hand out cotton candy?
I think you're missing the joke, but that's what it said.
I'm there. Like I'm there with the cotton.
Okay.
Yeah, I would not want to be given cotton candy ever. It's a dog shit candy.
It's real gross, and when your fingers get sticky, like what are you gonna do? Like I'm walking around the neighborhood all sticky and gross now. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I disagree. It's sugar, and I like it. Not that I'm gonna pick it or give it out or whatever, but like if you got cotton candy and we were walking at the fair today, and you're like, Woody, can I share? Do you want some? Yeah.
I would say no. I would say no if I was offered cotton candy.
Really?
If you offered me a deep fried Twinkie, I'd be like, oh, fucking cut it in half. Let's split that thing. Let's do this.
I think that's big. That's mogul moves, having cold soda for the trick-or-treaters. I remember just I remember just one time I was in a I don't remember how old I was, probably 8 or 9, but I was doing that thing where like you hit one neighborhood and then your parents drive you to like a friend's neighborhood, and then you hit that one and you get all the candy. And there was one house that was handing out like ice cold Cokes and Sprites. And I remember being like, oh, what? Like the possibility of getting soda door to door hadn't dawned on me. And I remember thinking like, this is an awesome house. Like, this is the best house I've come across. They know everybody else is given food, and that chocolate, it makes you thirsty. You're parched and you're walking around, you're exercising, and now you got an ice cold Sprite to wash down your candy mix. So I think you should lean into it. Yeah, you'll never get your house egged, because people will defend your house. They'll be like, protect the soda man's house.
Leave the soda man alone.
A war, an army of goblins and ghosts and vampires protecting your home.
Each with an empty can of Sprite, or mostly empty, to throw at the teenage hoodlum. So yeah, I think if you went cold candy bar and cold soda, I don't think there's a house in Atlanta that could compete with you.
You're going to be a legend.
When I got the soda out of my main refrigerator, it made everything so much nicer. I have a wine fridge completely stocked with sodas.
I do
like I stock it completely full, like it's an episode of Cribs, and sit back and like, yeah, that's 85 fucking sodas in that bitch.
I have a wine fridge or a beer fridge
takes
also.
A day to cool off.
I cannot. Yeah, it does take a long time to get them all ice cold. I cannot remember the last time like an actual beer was in my beer fridge. It's Fresca, Diet Pepsi, and like lemon waters. And that's,
in my gym, I've got I've got one of those Red Bull coolers or refrigerators, like from my a gas station convenience store, with the lid you pull off the top. And I just got that full of Gatorade. But like right behind my couch, because the kitchen is back there, I have that wine fridge stocked full of like my 3 favorite sodas, and I love it. And now my main fridge can just be food, which is so much better.
It is.
But yeah, Josh, I think I want
to down on the candy thing. What are you giving out this year? Are you going to be a peasant, a pauper, giving out handfuls of trash nonsense, or are you going to go big?
Candy corn.
Man, I'm gonna be surprised if we get trick or treaters. To be honest, in this where I live, we just moved into my own place, thankfully, like 2 months ago, and we're kind of on like a county road, a long driveway, and then across from a long driveway, and far from the neighbors. I'm really not sure we're gonna get any trick or treaters, but now you got me thinking that I better get at least a bag of something.
Definitely something.
I'm gonna go with like Kit Kat bar, the shareable size ones, man, and some Snickers and Reese's. I think Snickers and Reese's are always global popular, or at least from the southern perspective, I feel like those are always kingpins. Like Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew. It's a W all the way.
Yeah.
So probably Reese's, just like some general chocolate mix bag.
Oh, I feel
Reese's
like
and Snickers you can't go wrong with.
I feel like I got a small dick for my Halloween now. Kyle's talking about he's got a damn fridge he's going to put out there, and the damn refrigerated candy bars is awesome.
If you've got $200, you can get yourself a refrigerator. I'm not flexing that hard.
I have a mini fridge too, but I'm not feeling.
Well, la dee da with your fridge.
It's more of an idea than like a flex. It's like
more of a concept.
Soda out there for it. Now
it's theoretical.
Some physical effort involved. You know, it's a good thought, man.
Pretty strong.
I like it.
I think I could get. I wanted something other than candy, though. I like the idea of like, oh, that's the boiled peanut house, or like, oh yeah, that's the yogurt man.
Don't be the fucking yogurt man unless you want broken windows. Dude, if I would have showed up at a house and there was a yogurt man, like I never terrorized homes after the fact.
It didn't fruit on the bottom. Let's go. I'm regular as a
razor
motherfucker.
blades and explain you forgot to get candy.
Probiotic. Hell yeah.
What do kids love? Not
probiotics. They love granola and probiotics. They're gonna be fucking rizzed out with and goated with the sauce. It's gonna be sick.
Just shit in your mailbox in 2 minutes.
You know what? Some guy who is alpha with you're gonna get full cans of Coke from his house thrown through your windows.
Dude, so here's my situation. I have a long driveway and no one comes. For the first like 3 years, we bought all this candy because we have a big house, so I didn't want to like give out anything less than appropriate candy, right? Like big Snickers bars and stuff.
100%.
So, and then every year we got zero trick-or-treaters, none. We had decorations and stuff like to attract them. It didn't work. They just didn't, I guess the walk reward ratio wasn't there. Mm-hmm. So now we just don't even turn the lights on and don't do it because all the buying the candy did was make my family fat. And,
you're still going, sorry.
Yeah. So now, if someone were to knock on my door, I have no choice but to give them edibles because it's the only candy.
Don't be that guy.
I got some gummies. I don't know what else to do.
Don't be that guy.
Do not be that guy.
Genius.
Do not be the guy that like myths are made from.
Give them oh, that's the biggest flex ever. Like, imagine if you were giving $5 bills out.
Ooh,
you want to get robbed?
That's a flex.
Like if you're just like the kids are strippers and the parents look and you're like doing this and the kids are all dancing and
they're kids. I realize like half a roll of pennies.
Okay, Dennis Hastert, good idea.
Yeah, I'm giving away stuff. Jared's not a bad idea.
Actually, that's a great idea, Kyle. You could get on the local news.
Yeah,
local creep giving out money
makes it rain on some local kindergartens.
They're calling him the yogurt man, and everyone hates him.
I've seen people who had the same situation as you, Woody, with the long driveway, and you don't want to do this, but people who are like super into Halloween for whatever reason, I always suspect pedophilia. They'll set up this whole little pavilion at the end of the driveway with like square hay bales around and jack-o'-lanterns and
table.
You do this thing where you have a candle in a paper bag and make this like spooky thing that's real cheap and easy to make. They'll have a whole little thing at the end of the driveway.
I'll attach the trailer to the tractor. We'll do hay rides, which is like an October thing, and I'll bring them. But everyone said one that was like a liability nightmare. That like farm equipment and children are a rough mix. And two, I don't know if it would even work. So
it'd be hard to like. You need a crowd of kids to show up at the end of your driveway to make that work. I did one of those.
I was going to go into the subdivision, right? Like go to where the kids are hauling like a quarter mile back to the house.
So you're just like a really creepy,
Hello,
like, Pied
children.
Piper. Just driving
some weed,
around
gummies.
collecting. How long? How long before the police get called when a strange man in his own fucking farm equipment is collecting children from the cul-de-sac? No, we've got even more candy back in my house.
Imagine if a scarecrow pulled up driving a tractor and Jared from Subway's in the back beckoning the children in. Like
He's
that's
handing out
The Pied Piper.
6 inches.
6-inch sublongs. Yeah, foot long.
Well played. Well played. I like it.
That is disappointing that you had to eat your own candy, because I know candy is a big love of your life, Woody. You love the sugar and the sweets. And so that is tough. I had so much extra candy after last year that like I easily gained a pound off of it in the following week, because every time I would walk past my foyer, I'm like, doo-doo, they're so little. Like, because I got some regular size Snickers, and those, like, I handed those all out first, except I still had a couple of those left. Yeah, it's not, maybe that was
My
2 years
favorite
ago.
candy is Reese's miniatures. It's the perfect chocolate to peanut butter ratio. The miniatures
We've had this
are so
debate
goddamn
up
good.
and down.
I know, and people need to know it.
I love
People
it.
need to know it. I
They're
say it every
good.
week.
I like mini better than the main ones. They got a little more chocolate. I like the ratio is a little better. I agree. Little more chocolate gives it just a little more stiffness, it's a little less grainy.
Have you given any thought to your
When
Halloween
you're wrong,
costume?
you're
But
wrong.
also don't really
bullshit. You got
also don't like
unwrap
peanut butter that
every
much.
mini. What is this? Like it's
No,
the
you get them in a
fucking
bag
crab-
unwrapped.
They make
now.
them in bags and just one
Yeah,
big ass
they're
bag.
just loose
American
in a bag
style.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You guys
shit,
deny
that's
we're in a
crazy.
recession, and you're
I was about to
raving
call
about
them
little
the
ones.
snow crab of Halloween candy, where you have
You
to
can put them out in a
work to get the
bowl, like
meat.
wrapped, but you can get them in the bag. Like you can just grab them like handfuls of popcorn.
What if you're like a Toblerone house? Now that's a wealthy man's candy.
Damn.
Is it?
I think
You know
of
what
it
I
that
like?
way.
That peppermint patties and junior mints are actually some of my favorite candies.
Ferrero
I'm not
Rocher.
that huge on
Those
I
that.
tried them for the
Ferrero
first time
Rocher
in 10
things,
years.
That might be the way to really like pretend like you're flexing, because everybody thinks those Ferrero Rocher little hazelnut balls are expensive, but
They're not.
They're cheaper than candy.
What
That
are
was
the
part of
things
growing
with the
up.
cherries floating in the sugar
Cherry
jizz?
cordials,
Is that it?
chocolate covered cordials, I believe.
Don't you trick
like
me
that.
into eating fruit on on this holy day of all days. No, it should be candy and nougat and sugar, and everyone, like, not a single vitamin will pass my lips.
I've been
The
looking at
yogurt.
Halloween costumes. I've been putting a bit of thought into it, and I don't want to spoil what I'm thinking of doing, because I'm like 80% set on something now. But one of the things I looked at was those really hyper realistic masks. I wanted a Vladimir Putin mask. And at first they seem kind of affordable, especially if you do stuff like we do, and it's just like, I could bring Vladimir Putin out as a whole character. Like, hang on a minute, but it's like $550, $600 for the cheapest of masks, the realistic ones. And then they're like, you didn't want eyebrows, did you? And you're like, yeah, I wanted eyebrows. What kind of ghoul do you think? Realistic for a reason. All right, $250 for eyebrows.
Yeah, it's real
Do
hair.
you want a mustache? Well, show me what it looks like. Oh my God, the one with the mustache and the glasses and that's Dennis Rader now. And then I saw that when you put the horse, like the male pattern baldness and the mustache on their old man, it became Dennis Rader,
The BTK killer. Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
it looks so much like him that you basically became him. It's the mask. It's like those masks that Johnny Knoxville would wear when he pranks people on the street or does the old man shit. They look hyper realistic. But once you throw all the hair on them, which you need to like fit in with humanity, they're like $1,500 to $2,500 for this mask, and I'm like, I don't think I need a $2,500
That's way too
mask.
much. Especially if like you're sitting on mic and it's like kind of interrupting the way you speak. Like that wouldn't be ideal.
Dude, these are the ones that, like, it's going to be glued to the top of your eyelid. Like they're kind of seamless. Like you need a makeup artist to put it on or to help you with it, but it's kind of glued on.
We should all the mask of each other. And that episode, I can be Kyle, Woody can be me, and Kyle, you can be Woody.
That would be so upsetting to look at. A
And
mask.
it was like the whole thing like immediately devolves into like, I'm Kyle, I'm gay. Like
that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Fucking retard.
Yeah, you guys be roasting each other through the mask. That's exactly what I was thinking. Help me! I forgot how to breathe or something.
Yeah. The audience is like, "This is stupid," and it's like, "Well, we're in 7,500 for that episode." Realistic,
but I do like those masks, and I kind of want one. Like I don't know what I want it for. I really don't. It's cool. They look so real. They look so fucking real. You can just pull that thing on and see Hillary Clinton.
Putin does not have facial hair, so you would seal some savings there.
Yeah, I didn't see the Vladimir Putin ones I saw were sold out, like long, and there was no way to get a Vladimir Putin. No matter
I'd want to be Kim Jong Un.
Yeah, that one.
They definitely have it. If they have Putin, they definitely have Un.
You could probably pull off a Kim Jong Un if you styled your hair just right. Anywhere, like
I do.
You need to shave. You need to get off the diet.
You got to shave.
Yeah,
get real. I need to develop a.
Kim Jong lost weight.
That he eats a ton of cheese. I thought I read something that he's like really.
The sacrifice Taylor would have to make.
Well, I might have to cut down.
They say he eats a pound of crab a day to maintain his masculine physique this year. Like I said, not just the candy. I kind of want to fuck with somebody, like scare some kids. There's such a fine line, though, right? Like I still think of myself as a kid. I'm aware I'm not a kid. I'm a very much an adult middle-aged man or so. and so I can't like jump out as dressed as a ghoul and frighten an 8-year-old.
You certainly can't. You don't even have children.
Dude, I made a video about this when I was 37.
On the inside, though, I feel like
in here.
Yeah, dude. Like, just so you know, if I jump out and spook you, like I thought you'd giggle about it. I'm still the guy that egged those houses when I was 17. I would love to go out right now and egg my neighbor's house just for shits and giggles. And just, and if they caught me, I'll hose it off tomorrow. That ain't how it works no more, though.
Nope, that's a crime.
That's a crime. I'll have to go to a courtroom.
And you'll have to stand there in like your Sunday best.
Yeah, I'll have to go get my suit and go to get up early in the morning and go before a judge who might fuck me. You know, you can't have that kind of fun. So it's almost like Halloween's not even for people like me anymore, unfortunately, because I want to scare kids. That's what I want to do. If I'm being real, I want to scare the shit out of them. I want to open my garage door and have it so they got to walk in and around like, cardboard boxes that are made to be a little spiraling tunnel to where the candy pot is. And I want to come out.
It's like it's like Legends of the Hidden Temple. It's like, oh, now you have to run through the lube chute.
And I want to be chasing screaming kids out of my garage. But I want to be
I recommend you don't do that.
I can't, but I want to. It's just like a couple years ago when my neighbor had those two little girls. They were like, I don't know. It's hard to tell with kids like 8, 9 years old, but these cute little girls, and they're like, "Hey, what do you do? You live here? Is this your car?" It's like the one I'm driving. Like, yeah, they're children. So
idiot.
They're just curious. They're just curious, and they want to talk to me. Like, do you have a dog? We've got a dog. His name is Ray, and they just want to talk. And I'm just like, hey. From your father's very large point of view, it appears that I've stopped here in the cul-de-sac to talk to chat you girls up.
Are you like arm on the wheel and like leaning like this shoulder out, like your what's his name from?
Like my car's window comes up real high, so
that's the thing I like about grade school. I keep getting older.
They were 8 years old, these little ass girls, and I'm just like, I gotta go, girls. Like I can't talk. I'm not allowed to talk to you. I don't think.
But you take advantage and be up to the line of scary, but not over it.
See, I don't want to do that though. Like I don't want to be like a lame costume where I'm like something goofy. Like, oh look, it's Mickey. Why is his mouth bleeding? Oh God, why is his dick out? I want a real Halloween costume. I want to frighten people.
Be Jared. That's terrifying to kids. Jared from Subway.
I don't think kids think of him as a scary guy though.
You're right. That would be more a way to scare the parents watching their kids go up to your door.
It's probably better.
Frankly, I always go back to this, but Woody's clown friend is one of the scariest, like real life people that I've ever seen a picture of. Like the fact that I think it's because if I were to see a clown on the internet, I'd be like, who knows? Probably a cosplayer, or maybe he does makeup effects for fun. but I know for a fact that Woody's guy is just a clown. Like he's a clown. He's into clowning. It's his
He's
thing.
into clowning, and that's true. I think he lays hardwood floors for a living. It's not like he wears the clown thing constantly.
It's his passion, though.
It is. But what gets me, and I don't think it's true anymore, but at the time, like that crazy facial hair that his clown character had was his. That was real facial hair. It was like an inch long. Like he took 7 months to grow out some weird lamb chop thing. All those piercings, they're not fake piercings. He got clown crazy
so
piercings.
Upsetting. We could be the insane clown posse. You want to be Violent J? We drink Faygo.
I'll drink Faygo and be Violent J. I don't care. Sure. Like
I think it would probably be dangerous for me to do that because they're literally recognized federally as a gang. So I probably shouldn't actually dress as a gang member.
But not a real gang. Like, come on.
No, like a real gang. Like they recognize them as a real gang. They're like the Juggalos. Like yeah, like yeah.
Where like are there any clips of like Juggalos committing crimes and like doing crazy stuff?
Well, as you can imagine, Violent J is very upset about them being designated a gang. So they've been fighting it legally. But there's not much you can do once they've decided you're the gang. A gang.
They fight, right? Aren't Juggalos? No, not that they're skilled fighters, but they're known for being enthusiastic fighters, right?
I don't know of any. I don't think of them. I think of them as fans of the band and people who drink Faygo and do whippets. When I think of Juggalos and Juggalettes, I think.
Are you going to do whippets on the Halloween episode if you dress up as Violent J?
I mean, I have to. I'll stick with the character. Like when I was Joker, I was chain smoking. So I feel like if I'm Violent J, I need to be dropping them whippets like it's hot. I have a whole pile of them around me, jingle jangle.
Yeah, I would love if every single Halloween you just selected someone who smokes, so you can just rip cigs, whatever character you're doing.
My old friend. This won't spiral into 3 or 4 more.
It's like, Kyle, you got to have another 3 or 4 because it's part of the character. You can't.
Yeah.
And is that first puff off that cigarette when you were the Joker had to have been divine.
It hits good. You get a little heart, like you get a little head, like rush thing. Your head gets a little spinny. Yeah, it's real good. It's like now if
pack?
Oh yeah, I could like the idea of throwing a pack away wouldn't have even occurred to me. I don't know. There's something very wasteful about that I just wouldn't do. I couldn't imagine doing that actually, like throwing away half a pack of. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you have to be, go green.
Plus, they're fucking delicious and addictive. I mean, they're wonderful. And I stand by cigarettes and tobacco not being all that bad for you. I mean, not good. It's not a health food or anything. It'll kill you, but just don't do it every day for 20 years and you probably be all right.
Yeah. It's like the same level of bad as like chicken nuggets. You wouldn't eat those every day, but it's, fine every so often.
I don't think that's too far off. And
I wasn't being sarcastic.
Yeah. No, I know you weren't. I just don't think it's that bad for you. Just tobacco in general. I think decades of habitual daily use probably going to give you something you don't want. But I think if you want to enjoy it occasionally, like it's not a problem. Yeah. You just can't have an addictive personality.
Some stuff.
Vasoconstrictor can't be good for your heart on, and it makes boobs sag. These are like key things.
Yeah, but in what dosage? I never wonder. I always go back to that sweetener that was poisoning, killing the rat.